do is interfere enough at an early enough stage that the father's time is reduced to such a small amount that those developmental years of that child are impacted and the bond between that father is effectively damaged or completely destroyed. The father will miss out life-changing events, particularly in the early developmental years of a child. They'll miss out important birthday milestones and other beautiful memories, maybe their child's first step, their first words. They may miss all of that while these allegations are being resolved. And even if the allegation is proven false and no evidence is there, he can never get that time back, and that is heartbreaking. The system does not need to permanently remove a father from the child's life. All it needs to do is interfere enough at an early enough stage that the father's time is reduced to such a small amount that those developmental years of that child are impacted and the bond between that father is effectively damaged or completely destroyed. The father will miss out life-changing events, particularly in the early developmental years of a child. They'll miss out important birthday milestones and other beautiful memories, maybe their child's first step, their first words. They may miss all of that while these allegations are being resolved. And even if the allegation is proven false and no evidence is there, he can never get that time back, and that is heartbreaking. The system does not need to permanently...
So, my youngest daughter, Rosa Soboleva, became fatherless at 1 year old. For the last 2 years, she has been fatherless. So not only that I missed out on all the incredible moments of the child from 1 year old to 3 years old, that she missed out on building the memories and those experiences with her own father. And no one thinks that's a problem. Especially her own mother doesn't think that's a problem. This is how incredibly sad to realize this, and at the same time, thank God I see this now rather than 20 years from now. Can you imagine living with a person like that? No, we're not doing that. We're absolutely not doing that. So fathers are not just like important. They're essential to the development of a child. Like there's literally absolutely nothing else as vital as this. Like there's literally, like, you guys need to understand, when I say it's child abuse of my children, I'm not being extreme with those statements. Like, it is absolutely the case.
Final thing, please stand if you are able, or raise your hand. I'm serious, please. If you grew up without a father, if you raising a child without a father, or if you were a father who's been separated from your child. Now,
3.
Look around. The people really affected by fatherlessness. Really, look. Those of you standing and raising your hands aren't numbers. You're real, living, and feeling humans.
I guess not.
You're the children scarred by fatherlessness. Now let me tell you who can't stand. The 1,000 fatherless children who were murdered last year. The 3,000 fatherless children who died from drugs. The 3,200 fatherless children who committed suicide last year. And the 14,000 fatherless children who were incarcerated. Everyone, please stand for them and do everything you can to help the remaining 17 million fatherless children avoid these fates. Thank you.
Like, how else do we need to explain that my children being without their father is extremely harmful to my children? Not just in preventing the development of my children, which is diminished without the father, because the father is the one who stimulates the development of the children, like incredible, but it's actually harmful to the health of a child to be without their father. Like Christian Nagel, you know that premature babies who you worked with, putting that premature baby on a father's chest will ensure the survival of that child. So, Christine Nagel, you understand the significance and importance and the factual truth of importance of the father to the health, to the ultimate health of a child at the premature stage. But later, it's no longer valid or important. The closeness of the father, physical closeness, not even talking about all the other developments that my children are prevented from, the health coach, the number one health coach for Canada. Like, I shared yesterday the picture from 14 years ago, before Sarah had her, I don't know what she was doing 14 years ago, but she wasn't living in Iran, okay? I was already helping women to get healthier and they can get pregnant and there's more babies in this world because of Health Coach Vlad, okay? So reproductive health coach over here, Coach Vlad, is just going the next level. All right. Not only I will help the widows with the children, daughters especially, to come to Poland and establish the new life, and those daughters will be provided and protected, right? But we're also going to make sure that all the children, including my own, of course, that are kept away from their fathers to the harm of the children will be returned to the fathers. Because that is absolutely in the best interest of the children. Without a doubt.
My dad did those three things, and that hooked me, and I didn't even know it hooked me when it happened. Okay, so I'm going to rapid fire this. Number one, your faith doesn't got to be perfect. It does got to be real. My dad's a pastor growing up, so I'm watching him growing up. He's in the front row of every service, and my dad's getting ready to do something in the service. It's in the middle of worship, and I look over, and my dad, who's also not a naturally super emotional guy, there's just little tears coming while he's singing the hymn or whatever the thing is. I'm watching him. And what I'm seeing is he's not leading a service, he's worshiping the Savior. And as a little kid, what I'm thinking is, man, I really want to know who he knows. Dude, your faith doesn't go to be perfect, it does go to be real. Okay, number two. And dude, this is super counterintuitive, all right? So what everybody...
I made a post October of 24, that is July, August, September, October, like 4 months after my daughters were kidnapped from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I made a post that's when you take children away from the father, you separate those children from God. And boy, oh boy, the childless and childful feminists of both genders decided to crucify me within the social media platform for daring to say that the father is a direct connection to God for his own children who are his disciples. Like, talking about complete delusional gaslighting, you guys are exposing yourself, and it's extremely astonishing for me. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked.
It tells you when you're a younger dad is, hey man, here's the secret. You got to get down into your kids' worlds.
Yes.
Carlos, are they into Cocomelon? You need to get into Cocomelon.
We're not, but yeah.
There may be some truth to that, maybe a good strategy until they're like 6, 7, somewhere around.
My children, I wasn't even doing that. Cocomelon is like the stupidest thing, and it's like for the tiniest of babies, but still I was having much better selection of Russian cartoons and teaching my children Russian. My children don't speak Russian because they kept away from their father. My children don't swim with their father. My children don't snowboard with their father. My children don't skateboard with their own father. But that's in the best interest of the children. Pathetic.
But what I say is, there comes a point where you don't need to get down into their world. Here's what you need to do. You need to pull them up into your world. Here's why I say this, dude.
I'm not able to pull my children up to my world with God and doing actual things to help to make this world a better place for all children, including my own.
We got Bible verses for this. Listen, if your kids, you're listening to this, I love you, but you are a fool. Now, and that's not even me. That's literally a Bible verse. Like, literally, the book of Proverbs says, foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. This is like, whenever you see one of your kids, they start getting a little wobble in the wheel, this is really, really important. important. Little parenting axiom. If you want to change the outcomes, you got to change the inputs. Anytime you see one of your kids, it's like, bro, they got a little wobble on a wheel. What kind of music are they listening to? Here's the big one. Who are their friends? Like, honestly, that's like literally the biggest one. You determine your kids' friends. Okay? But they're kids and they have their own. No. You're the parent. You're the authority.
The father has the authority over his children, especially the daughters. Oh my goodness, like if only we could all get on the same page and actually for the best benefit of the children.
I got this from Josh McPherson, and these little things, good little highlights. Whoever tells the best stories wins. So, bro, this is super interesting. You go back to Joshua, it's like, man, I wonder how in the world did a generation arise who didn't know the Lord or the mighty works thereof? Well, a generation failed to tell the stories. The world is constantly telling your kids stories, but watch, whoever tells the best stories wins. When I was growing up, dude, I didn't realize it was making this an effect on me.
This is why I'm saying no child is safe living in China. You have to understand your children are subject to brainwash propaganda and have been broadcasting across the nation and the world at this point for the last 6 years on personal example, sharing the experience being brainwashed into Soviet Union propaganda and thinking that Lenin is my actual grandfather. No child is safe living in Shethal, China, with brainwashed propaganda, with transgender and everything else, and you cannot protect your children. You cannot. You go to jail if you want to protect your children from transgender agenda. That's why no child is safe, and especially the girls. Especially girls are not safe because, as we discussed multiple times, the girls are more susceptible to propaganda than boys are, and that's why no girls is especially safe, including my own in China. The safest place for girls to live is Poland. That's why I live here, and that's why my daughters must be returned and brought here to live. And if their mother wants to come and live here, that's totally fine. She's a free person to do whatever she wants. But my daughters' best interest is to live with their father in the best and the safest city in the world, Warsaw, Poland.
My whole childhood was sitting around the dinner table and them sitting down and them going, hey guys, there's this widow in our church that is in need and she just lost her child. We're not going to tell her that it was from us. But what would you guys think if we secretly gave her $1,000? Whoever told the best stories won. And the word stories they were telling were better to me than the world stories I was hearing. The most significant thing you do with your life, it may not be something you accomplish. It may be someone you raise. Run.
My own children, my 3 beautiful children, I'm not able to raise my own children. Supposedly, it's in the best interest for my children not to be raised by their own father, who literally mobilized the whole country to protect all children and was sacrificing the time of his children along the way, and now is not even able to be with them for years, multiple years. I can't even imagine saying this, like, incredible.
Your relay race well. I'm going to give you 3 little hacks. Please. So there are 3 things.
For George Orwell wrote, it was always the women, and above all, the young ones, who were the most bigoted adherents of the party, the swallowers of slogans, the amateur spies, and nosers out of unorthodoxy. He wasn't being misogynistic, he was making a psychological observation.
That is called facts over feelings. I gotta go, guys. I love you. Stay healthy, stay blessed. If you know a widow with daughters especially, living in Canada and want to escape to protect her daughters because the father is deceased, obviously, please get her in touch because I'm looking to help provide, protect, and support widows with daughters especially who can come to Poland for 2-3 months, see if this is something that makes sense for them. I am here to help whoever needs the help, and will actually be grateful for it, not ungrateful like especially the baby mama number 2, because it's just incredible. Like I went above and beyond for that woman. But again, all the lessons are incredible. I am extremely grateful to Sarah Herha for exposing all the people around me. I would never in my life ever believed if somebody would have told me that this is the people that I sacrificed myself for. You don't deserve that. No. Poland is the country and the nation that I'm willing to sacrifice and actually devote my life to. And this is literally the only nation that deserves to be saving, and that's why I'm here. Let's go. Oh yeah, and we're gonna repopulate Poland. Stay tuned. I have the best plan to repopulate Poland. Let's go. Peace.